What's going on? This is Dusty and Leasing Sales Consultant over here at Mike Smith Honda. Coming to y'all again with another video. This time we're going to be talking about leasing. So I get a lot of questions at my desk with people not really understanding leasing, not what's going on with leasing, trying to figure out if it's something like the past. Well, I'm explaining y'all Honda Leasing because that's what I sell, so that's what I know. So I'm not speaking on any other brand, but I'm going to let y'all know how Honda Leasing works. As you can see, you've got Honda Leasing at the top of the board going over. Honda Leasing is usually a 3-year contract. That's why I always say leasing is a little better than purchasing, because purchases are more 5 to 6 year contracts. So if you're a person that kind of get distracted by new shiny objects, I always want to buy something new, maybe leasing will be a better route for you. But as you see, another thing with leasing is the residual factor. Let me explain that. The residual factor is basically how much your vehicle is worth at the end of the lease. And Hondas right now are going at 55 to 64% of their residual factor. So after the lease, your vehicle will be worth that. Cause like, take it at the bottom of the board there, you see the Honda Passport. MSRP for that is $32,590. Right now, it has a 64% residual factor, so at the end of your 3 years, that Passport will still be worth $20,857.60. So what that means is the value of your vehicle is higher, even though you've had it for 3 years. So it's still holding strong with its value mark. And moving on, so some people, they say the negative for leasing is the mile limitation. Yes, there is a mile limitation of either 10,000, 12,000, or 15,000 miles per year. But I always say don't look at it as per year, look at it at the end of your contract. So that means at the end of your 3 years, you're either at 30,000 miles, 36,000 miles, or 45,000 miles. Yes, leasing can go higher than those in miles, but that's usually the average of what people do. So I look at it as that, and it's still not a penalty if you do go over that miles because of the options that follow at the end of your lease. So go over the options now. You can buy the lease, which means you buy the car, you like the car, you drove it around for 3 years, you're like, hey, I like this thing, I just want to keep it. So you can buy your lease at the end. Or you can go from lease to lease. You can take the lease you're currently in and lease a different vehicle of the same brand and just keep the contract. Move on to a new contract, do your 3 years in case new technology come out, bam, you're in a different car. Or you can go lease to purchase. You can take the lease vehicle you in, trade it in for a vehicle on the lot, and just go through the purchase process because maybe the lease just wasn't for you. It's a each its own thing. Or you have the walkaway option at the end of the lease where you pay a $350 disposition fee, and that's when they question those miles that's on the car, because again, you dealing with the value of the vehicle after the lease. So that's when the miles actually kick in. The top 3 options, the miles means absolutely nothing. You can just ride your car like normal, get all changed like normal, work on your tires, your batteries, all that. It's the only time it really is a factor is when you do the walk away option. So here's your breakdown of all your lease questions. If you got any more, hit me up in the comments section. I'll be glad to answer them for you. And I hope I helped y'all out with this video.